It's like if fighting fair doesn't work, then don't fight fair.
You gotta give the low 1-2 combo.
I don't know. That's some alter ego shenanigans right there, boys.
That is some alter ego.
Boy, all right. Onyx PH going to be on blue side, first pick with Team Falcons on red side as second pick, and the draft has begun. As we come to the final ban of the first phase, I'm seeing that Suyo being banned out. Yes, it's gone.
But now Louis is open. I wonder if Onyx wants to prioritize that, or they want to focus on the jungle because 3 junglers have already been banned. I feel like eventually we might see the Lucas, especially because Kyle has shown that he likes the Lucas. So I feel like Onyx Philippines is always keeping that in the back of their heads.
I think anything that's not a Hilda Badang XP matchup is good for me. I think my bar has been moved to a pretty low standard after yesterday. I would say that Falcons might also want to look at Flap's hero because we looked at the report card, right? He is the weakness for the team, but also his energy is what drives the team forward, right? So he's going to be a key player in this first game to set the tempo for Falcons.
He's the coin flip player that the team needs, right? Either he makes a crazy big play and the team does really well, or he makes a crazy big play and he dies for it. I think for the longest time in this meta, Brusco got a girlfriend bump, by the way, but in this meta,
when did he get it?
Huh?
When
did he get it?
As soon as she walked into the arena.
Okay.
So,
congrats.
Back on the point, Flap TZ. This meta has just not suited his playstyle. It's more on like the very I'm a tank XP laners. He needs those Arlets, those Lapu Lapus like back in the day. So maybe try to get Badang over for Flap TZ later on, but they do go for Kalealoi first.
Actually, right now I feel like we want to talk about the draft here because we got to talk about the relationship where I feel like taking the Granger away. Number 1, amazing on Kara. But number 2, just taking away from Super Marco. Because I feel like Kara, even if the matchup is bad for Kara, he will win it somehow. So giving something that will for sure make sure that he wins is amazing. Falcons, I feel like this is where we're talking about the disruption, right? Where with the draft that they have, it's like they're trying to systematic what Onyx PH is trying to do. Like they're trying to outsmart them. Let's see if it works.
Husky, cover your eyes. I got a feeling Hilda's coming up, man. You're not going to like this one.
Oh no.
But this is
wait. We haven't seen the Badang.
Yeah, but hey, before we see the Badang, I think if Falcons go for the Badang, this is going to put Falcons in a bad spot. Remember, Super Marco and Falcons, they win when Super Marco gets a Moskov, a Granger, even a Harith here. But they can't get the Harith, right? But comfort pick is crucial for Super Marco.
Personally, I love the way that this drafting style has kind of begun. Like the openers alone, just to say, hey, we want you to be in an awkward spot. We want you to choose between the Loyi or that Granger. Either or is fine. And personally, for me, I was thinking that the Loyi would have been a higher priority over this Granger just in general. But now that we've seen the entire draft sort of play out for the first half, I feel like the Valentinas tell Team Falcons, we know what you're trying to set up for, and just in case we have a deterrent, even if we don't have that valuable of an ult.
I mean, that also, they are also telling Falcons that we generally lose nothing by taking Valentina. You give us you overloaded his ultimate, but don't worry, we always have diversion as an option, right? And that enables Super Prince to do whatever he wants with the diversion and basically be a second Loyi for his team.
Yeah, honestly, taking the Valentina makes it so that without banning, you're really making it so that Team Falcons will have to think twice about picking up that Lucas. And right now, honestly, I'm really thinking about Super Marco. Like, what can he pick up at this point?
Aside from Super Marco, I'm thinking about Onyx Philippines, right? I think Super Marco, obviously, we're going to see the Moskov ban now, probably the Irithel as well. But in Onyx Philippines' struggle early on in the season, it was King Kong who was criticized heavily. And it wasn't just because, you know, he was playing bad. No, it was him getting banned out in the drafting phase. And right now, we're seeing a Hanzo, Fanny, Suyo already banned out. I think Falcons will go all the way because they have first pick on red side now, so they can deny another jungler possibly being a Lucas, but that's why Onyx Philippines have already picked up the Valentina. They have that net.
Yeah, like Joy was also banned out by Onyx themselves, right? So like Merkel mentioned, there's the Lucas left. We also have the Alpha that hasn't been picked yet. Fredrin was a pick that we kind of like, I did talk about during the group stage, but we haven't seen it, maybe not from the Philippines team.
Have you played? Why did you say Fredrin? How is it strong?
The blueprint is basically from the ID teams, right? There it is. We've seen TLID, RQ do it. If the Baxia was also there, but it's a very niche playstyle, right? You need a very specific team to make it work.
Remember back in Johor, this is what they used, almost defeated Onyx Philippines, right? Except, you know, like, you know, a different healer, but Kalia can heal. So it's more or less the same idea.
So what Leo said yesterday about Kalia, she shines the most when you have a team that can keep on going, right? You keep on utilizing the passive to sustain. Fredrin, CC, you can consistently stay in front. It benefits both of them, and it allows Kalia to keep on topping them up. You don't really have to kind of recall for it. More like a 5-man death ball combo.
Yeah, I think that generally the way that this draft is panning out is really interesting, right? Because it's the only time where Fredrin is going to be very relevant despite having to deal with not only the Valentina, but the raw range from Granger. We see the Lucas come in, but that was already taken into consideration with the CC lock-in from Team Falcons. But most importantly, that ban, it could have been the Irithel, but instead they went for the carry. So it is the green light for Fredrin.
Right now, Falcons, they kind of do need damage, right? So really, whatever Super Marco picks up here, not only does it have to survive in lane, but eventually when it comes to the team fight, you know, has to be able to do something. Fredrin can buy you time.
You need to have a person that can dive and fall back. Oh, 2 debut picks for Team Falcons. Fredrin and 1-1 for Marco. All right, 1-1 in the lane against Granger. It is a skill matchup, but the Granger should have the advantage. Again, range usually does better up against the 1-1, so
I don't know about this one. I really don't. I'm a little iffy on this. What about you?
Onyx Philippines has the more meta, more straightforward draft. For Team Falcons, this must be some kind of secret sauce that they've been R&Ding for quite a while. This is game day. We got to see if it works.
Yup, let's let the boys have their taste test. It's going to be Husky and as well as Mirko to take you guys into the game.
Thank you, Gideon Lafell. Yes, game 1 in the PH Civil War, Onyx Philippines against Team Falcon Philippines. Mirko, I think we have the same reaction when we saw that 1-1, right? I was thinking of a Claude, but I guess they don't want to overcompensate for that safety net. They pick a 1-1, they go into the skill matchup between Super Marco and Kelra, but now all eyes are going to be on Super Marco.
definitely. The Claude would have been the normal choice again, right? I mean, the Claude up against the Granger in the lane, it's all right. Against the Tigro, you can bring Purify. But the main problem is when you're in the team fights up against a Lucas, you're going to get shredded down.
It's going to run you down. I think even OP has came up with solutions. The last 2 picks clearly to answer what Falcons want to bring. Even mid-side. That's the first blood on the Friends.
First blood, Team Falcons. I guess this is what I was saying earlier. My idea of Falcons trying to bring the fight to Onyx Philippines is you got to play with fire. You got to try to outmuscle your opponents. And sometimes just getting picks like this, these cheesy ones, even though I said maybe you can't really cheese Onyx Philippines because they should know what you're doing, I think they're doing a pretty good job. But also, lack of respect from Prince there early on. Just going up against Kalea Loyi.
Yeah, I thought maybe Ogwen cheesed it by taking the title strike, but didn't do that.
No, King Kong though, level 4 already. Wants to go in, perhaps Sacred Beast form. Gonna be ready here as he gets the full rage on him. Ogwen gets out, just a successful invade. And I guess one thing we can talk about here is Fredrin being pretty bad at clearing the jungle.
Yeah, compared to the Lucas. And that hasn't even taken into consideration that when these team fights break out, you've got so many AoEs to deal with.
They're really good at fighting though. Appraiser's Rat not landing. Good flicker out from Brusco. But just like that. Oh, in the bottom lane, Kelra doing a good job. Ogwen taking real low. Kelra holding this wave now, just freezing it up against this Wang Wang.
Doesn't feel good for Ogwen. I thought he would recall, but he didn't. Topside, they want to invade King Kong once more, but this time Kirk able to protect his jungler. King Kong finally gets a safer clear. It's going to be down to 50% health as Kautini starts a turtle.
That's the advantage of the Fredrin. If you don't do too well when it comes to clearing, holding out neutral objectives is great. Kirk walking up already. Flap TZ going to join in the fray as well. As Ogwen goes over the lockdown, and that's the Appraiser's Wrath. Big bong on the Kirk. King Kong still on it. Good shove from Brusco.
Yeah, Brusco is going to keep them all away and allow Onyx PH at least to get the turtle for themselves. They had to trade 2 people for it though. Kirk and Brusco both going down. Falcons willingly taking that trade.
So is that worth it? I think it's worth it for Falcons. 3-0! Yin Yang reaction from Few. Super Prince low. Ogwen needs one more shot. Needs to peel for Few as King Kong dives in.
And King Kong wants to look for the kill, but Few will get the shield in the end. Falcons once more with the punish mid-side.
Whew. Action all across the board, but the Falcons have been the ones flying high in the sky as Onyx Philippines are trapped, grounded.
And this is going to open up the jungle for Falcons once more, which goes back to the point you said, right? Fredrin might not be fastest in the clear, but in this scenario, Kaotizi feels incredibly comfortable with Ogwen controlling bushes, which is clearly a strong suit, and Super Friends not being able to get out of the mid lane. Falcons also makes life for Super Marco so much easier bot side.
1,500 gold now, and this is also the hero that, you know, got King Kong a lot of criticism. When he went for the Lucas pick in MPL Philippines, that was the pick that ended up with them losing. It's not the natural King Kong, super fast clear, super fast rotations on the map. He's much more one-dimensional, right? You go for neutral objectives, you get it, you win, you snowball, you win. But if you don't, Lucas no good.
Yeah, it's like I want something like a Suyo Joy, right? I get to fight at level 3, 4. A Hayabusa works as well, but if it's a Suyo or Hanzo, even Hanzo to King Kong, he did mention it's a very weird hero to play, right? You don't really get to go fast like the Suyo. Doesn't play into what the King Kong DNA.
You just gotta go in. That's what you do on the Hanzo, right? And I think that's pretty similar again for the Lucas. You just gotta go in, and then you rely on your team to follow up. You're not really a hero that can make a lot of outplays. It's kind of like an alpha? It's an alpha.
It's an alpha with a bit more crowd control, but the conditions are the same. You need to have War X stacks, you need to be constantly fighting.
And the collab skin coming. He's a main character, y'all. Kaotizi on the turtle. Brusco holding it out as well. Open walking up, getting the passive Tsunami Slam, locking him down as well, but he gets the implosion! And the flicker in the back! Crossbow attack down for Super Marco. Brusco taken down! Turtle also out as Brusco won't be able to survive. Kaotizi was the one to win out that red tree battle, and now they continue the chase on Prince.
So at the end of the day, it's the roamer for a mid laner. Team Falcon still walk away with a bit of a plus just because they got the objective, but that's the caveat that we are going to experience more and more as the game progresses. Oni PH, they have big wombo combos. You let Brusco get an implosion off, you let King Kong hit the backline, and suddenly this whole Falcon Deathball comp falls apart. You want to stick together, but you don't want to be vacuumed in by a big Brusco Tigreal ult.
And now it's an even bigger problem for Onyx Philippines. That implosion looked so good. We completely forgot Mr. Marco, man, was inspiring on that crossbow attack, right? He was dealing so much damage. And Kyle, this is the thing about the Fredrin. If you're able to match up against your opponent, if you're not too far behind, red tree battles will always go your way. You have a big, stab before you go for the red tree. And for the longest time, that's been how, you know, junglers just win out red trees, steal objectives.
Even for OP, another challenge they might face is who is going to eat the crossbow tank. There's only 2 people who wants to do that, or it has no choice but to do it, Kirk and Brusco. But Brusco is going to be busy trying to get a combo off. Kirk, he has to somehow disrupt Falcons. So whoever Marco catches, if it's not the front line, they are all going to get shredded.
Taking a look at it again. Now backing up Kelra in the bottom lane, Brusco will be able to get him some space. The fact that Super Marco is a level ahead of a Granger, Kelra, not any Granger, and is steadily, I mean, that's a pretty good lead to have on the 1-1. Corrosion side already on the way to the DHS, a turret down below. Man, so much tempo for the Falcons.
And Kaotizi solved the resistance problem for at least the next 5 minutes, right? Dreadnought armor into a Garden helmet. Good luck trying to take him down with Kelra and King Kong in the near future. They're not going to have enough damage for now. Super Prince on their Valentina isn't exactly the most bursty mage either.
Turtle. This time Turtle number 3, final Turtle of the game. That's a diversion into the back. Brusco will be the one sent to take it. Super Marco in the bush. Brusco, he can go for a big implosion. But Super Marco has a free Purify. Kaotizi walks out. Flapty's going to be zoned away, but he's able to get away. Ogwen, Tsunami Slam over to King Kong, locking him down. Implosion into the back. Cancel that instantly as Kaotizi now walks in forward. Yeah, reaction from View. The front to back is beautiful for Team Falcons.
That implosion needs to catch Phil somehow, because if Phil is in the fight, then Onyx PH gets the taste of their own medicine from that duality, and now diversion to try and catch Kelra, who will escape, but purple buff is gone, dude.
The turtle is gone, 3 members are gone, and the purple, will follow. As a young man from the Philippines will say, Mr. Daniel, that's Grand Theft Purple.
Yes, Grand Theft Purple. Falcons now amassing a 4k gold lead. It's a 2k spike just off of one team fight at the turtle pit. 7.5 minutes in. Onyx PH, they are going to lose both side lanes tier 1, and so far Falcon structures have not been touched.
And we gotta talk about this. This is the glaring problem now for Onyx Philippines. Their composition is not made for the late game. Lucas, Valentina? Yeah, I think Falcons will have a better time as we get to scale up. My question is, have they already outscaled Onyx Philippines? Because, Gwen, able to find them again! Tsunami Slam! Brusco able to get out with the help of his team, but still it's a free turret over to the Falcons.
You know what? Brusco got help from Flap TZ of all people. The current call actually cancelled out the Tsunami Slam, but diversion play!
Oh, King Kong shredded down by Flap TZ! Orange buff taken. TZ wants to go for the lockdown on it. Kirk will be able to get the taunt down. And a big bonk. Actually, it's an average bonk.
Yeah, it's not as big as you want, but they did get the big back King Kong, and bot tier 2 will also go down. Flap TZ easily gets away. I think that was Grand Theft Orange. TZ got the buff from Oni PH. Another 2k injection for Team Falcons. 20 seconds for the Lord spawn.
At this point, Team Falcons, they're playing Grand Theft HP bars. Really? When a CC can burst your mage like that, brother, Super Friends, every time he walks up, he has to recall again.
I think Falcons can basically pillage whatever they want. Just to answer your question earlier on, have Falcons outskill Oni PH? I think for the next 6 to 8 minutes, yes. Oni PH, if you want to get that late game, Kara has to get full items, get enough stack, and then you pray for a big Brusco combo to end it all. Because if not, Falcons are always going to win these fights.
Oh, you can see it again. Tsunami Slam coming down onto Kirk, bringing him back as well. Flap able to go for the Purify outside there as Kelra and King Kong still waiting there. Kyle TZ in a 50-50 against King Kong now. A big fight again. Implosion. Kyle TZ wins out the red tree. Now they dive in the back.
Yeah, in the back, like completely separated from the front. They needed Brusco and Kirk, but both of them absent. Falcons will get a triple for Super Marco.
Oh, the cancel as well up top. Kelra not able. Diversion play. 3-man gank on Kelra. It's a full dive. He's still able to escape. Good read with the Death Sonata too. But it's just 2 members with a respawning Kirk to deal with 3 waves coming down their way.
I wonder if we have a replay for the Lord fight, because it was it was crystal clear for Falcons' game plan. They saw Oni PH frontline run in, and they immediately cut through to the back. And now this Lord is gonna slam the tower. Another fight.
Another Tsunami Slam, bringing him back all the way with the crossbow attack to be used up. Now translated over to Kirk. Very low, taunted up, locked down for Flap TZ to shred him down. Base turret down below, taken out.
And King Kong is not gonna do much. They steal the Tsunami Slam underneath the crystal.
Flap TZ goes in again, curtain call! That Super Fritz taken out! Kelra clearing the waves, 4v1 now.
Brusco will be back in 5 seconds. Kara, he can hold on, but how long?
Let's see, another dive on Kelra. That's the slam dunk onto him. 10 minutes, Team Falcons fly past the reign of Onyx Philippines. 1-0.
Wow, really defying the average game time. We saw like a 20-second difference, but this was out of this world.